Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to episode 43 of Be With Me, and we are invited to a party today. We started with a fight yesterday between John the Baptist and Jesus. It was a short-lived fight, but it was a fight nevertheless. And today we're going to go to a pool party with the Trinity. That is the baptism of Jesus. It's one of the greatest here we go moments of all time where Father, Son, and Spirit all gather together. Here it is. It's from the end of Matthew chapter 3. It's the baptism of Jesus. Verse 16, and when Jesus was baptized, immediately he went up from the water, and behold, the heavens were opened to him, and he saw the Spirit of God descending like a dove and coming to rest on him. And behold, a voice from heaven said, "This is my beloved Son, with whom I am pleased." Well pleased. So let's talk about the introduction here. First of all, there's two tadas in there. That is where he says, behold. Both the verses, verse 16, behold, the heavens were opened, and the Spirit comes down, and then behold, the voice comes. So that's the Bible word for tada. Open your eyes to something that you should be, that is frankly going to be eye-opening in the meantime. And the heavens are open. Mark says they're actually torn open. So this is not a normal thing. There's normally a split between our world, the physical world, and the spiritual heavenly world. So our physical world, we're very familiar with it. However, it's temporary. We don't know that. It's hard for us to remember that. It's temporary, but think about our world. It's kind of smelly. It's violent. We know that Jesus was poor. He probably was hungry half the time. It's a world where we get tired, we get weary. And then the other thing is the world is also occupied by a bunch of knuckleheads. So there's normally this split, and the split is between our world and then this heavenly world. Now, the heavenly world is more real to Jesus. He's been there forever. He's been there eternally, and it's been occupied by his best Trinity friends. That is the Spirit, the Father, and the Son. And so when the heavens opens and he sees his friends, so to speak, this is almost like I was thinking about Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, where she gets implanted back into her. Wait, you're my friends. This is my home. These are my friends. And I think that's what's happening for Jesus. Now, we don't normally get the splitting of the spiritual world and the physical world. The closest I can ever think of is like if you've ever witnessed a baby being born or birthed a baby. I think that's where the heavenly world is as close to the physical world as I've ever seen it. Some people maybe find some solace in creation, but so it's the idea of this place, and it's a great place, and it's the best place, and it's an eternal place, and it's where my friends are, and it's where my home, and that's what happens. So that's the first thing that Jesus sees is heaven being rent open, the split between the worlds, an access point. So then what happens is he gets this endorsement of both the Spirit and the Father, and there's kind of two different ones. There's the Spirit of God, and that is a physical endorsement. It's an affirmation, an encouragement, and there's this descending like a dove. Mark tells us that it is a physical descent, a physical thing. It descended on him physically, and it was like a dove, but it wasn't a dove. But it sounds like something that flutters down and comes on him like a dove coming to rest in some sort of a bodily form. So I'm doing as good a job as the New Testament writer Matthew does on this, and all the other ones too. But the point is that it's a bodily, it's physical, and it's the Spirit. It's his old friend, the Spirit, if you will. Then the second endorsement that comes is this auditory one from the Father. The Bible says, hey, pay attention, behold, again, and it's a voice from heaven, and then the voice identifies himself sort of by saying, "This is my son," so that's the Father. And then this endorsement of Jesus, my beloved Son. And don't forget, I mean, this is where the source of all love comes, whether you're a Christian or not. This is the source of it, this love relationship between the Trinity. That's where it is all founded in. So he says, this is my Son. We have a relationship. I'm well pleased. In fact, I love him. It's beyond just being well pleased, but I take pleasure in you. I'm joyful. I think I'm happy to see you because of this, separation of 30 years or whatever of him growing up. But the big theme is, I take pleasure in you. I am well pleased with you. The other thing we find out from the marked version of this is that there's prayer. That is, there's conversation between these three heavenly elements, Jesus, Father, and Son. So this is a great commissioning. It's a confirmation. It's a great to see you. I love being with you. I love you. And it busts open this love center for the world. So this is either a pool party of the Trinity, which is my official title for this, but it's sort of also the love boat between the intimacy and the friendship of the Father, Son, and Spirit. And I think what this is there's no public ministry yet. Jesus is just starting. There's no disciples. There's been no miracles. All the preaching that's been done so far has been done by John the Baptist, but it all starts here. And this is kind of like, hey, this is a here we go moment. We're all in this together. Let's get going. The Trinity is here, and here we go, embodied in Jesus and endorsed into Jesus as he starts his rescue mission of his public ministry. I thank you for listening. I'll see you tomorrow.